Welcome to A Talk with Armani.
I am your host, Armani Aman.
This is the show that takes you behind the scenes and in front of the screen of all different types of productions. Whether it's a feature film, a brand new TV show, or writing a book, I introduce you to those powerhouses that make those productions work. Make sure you stay tuned as I bring to you my first guest. Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So we've heard of people traveling the world and really getting their craft and being here and being there. Maybe they've gone to New York, or maybe they've gone to California, or maybe even come to Atlanta. But when we hear of someone that has crossed different continents to achieve their goals, it's someone that I know we definitely want to talk to. Help me welcome my first guest, Mr. Zemzon. Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So you are a world continent globe trotter, huh?
Yes, I guess.
You've been here, there, everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. You were born and raised in London.
No, actually, my parents fled Africa.
Okay.
My father is from Angola and my mom is from the Congo.
Okay.
They met in the Congo.
All right.
Fled to France, Switzerland, and then ended up in Sweden. I'm born in Switzerland.
Okay.
Grew up in Sweden. Spent 19 years in Sweden. Left my family because I wanted to pursue a career or a professional career in football. You guys call it soccer, but it's football.
Okay. Okay.
So done that due to injuries. I kind of left that career alone. But I was pretty much in London trying to find my ways, figure things out. Got into modelling, worked for Abercrombie and Fitch.
Okay.
Got picked up by them.
All right.
So yeah, and then out of a nutshell, basically this opportunity came by for me to apply to be on the Gladiator show, but as a contestant.
Okay.
So I done the application the first time. They weren't happy. Well, they were happy, but I wasn't in Sweden, so they were a bit like,
how you gonna do this? Yeah.
There you go. So I said, no worries, but they go, don't give up, or like we will definitely keep you in our books. So I got invited to do a next application the year after.
Okay.
Done the application, they were extremely happy, so they flew me out to Sweden to do the fitness test because it's
steps to get to it, right? Listen, I just don't walk up and be a gladiator.
Nah,
I got to prove my world. Okay, I get it.
So
So we're out there in Sweden and we're lifting stuff and running and jumping and throwing, and they said, welcome.
Well, in a nutshell, kind of, because bear in mind the idea wasn't for me to come on the show as a gladiator.
Okay.
The only way you can come on the show as a gladiator if they pick you up as one, like or someone has kind of like put a good word in and whatnot. So after my fitness tests, they were like, hold on a minute, took me to the side and were like, your test results are pretty impressive. You might not fit the mold as a contestant. And I was there like, in my head I was there like, what have I done wrong? Like, how can they tell me that I won't fit as a contestant?
Right.
If I'm here and I'm doing well for myself. And then I found out about a week later that they were very interested in me coming in on the show as a gladiator.
Oh wow!
But it was still some
steps
proceedings
that you had to go through.
Because you need to make sure, and that's another thing. The show had a bit of a stigma to it because obviously people are built very good physiques and so on and so forth. So obviously that will put you into the enhancement category, so to speak. So they just wanted to make sure that none of that was going on. So you had to do a drug test to make sure.
Okay, they wanted to make sure you wasn't using like steroids or anything like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So the process took in total about 3 months until I got confirmed on the show.
As a gladiator?
As a gladiator, yeah.
Wow. So I know that was exciting. So you came on, you were thinking you were just going to be a contestant, and they're like, no, wait a minute, we're looking at you and your stuff is popping. Right. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that you're not using those steroids, make sure you're not a Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Definitely not.
Yeah, and just kind of get you on it. How was that experience for you?
Honestly speaking, it's it's mind blowing. To this day, I don't really understand how big it is because growing up, I didn't see a lot of black men, especially on television, and the ones that you saw wasn't people that you could reach.
Right.
I mean, I learned how to speak English by watching Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
But I never in a million years thought that, you know, I'll be able to come across someone that knows him or even meet him. And I mean, we have to look at American TV shows to kind of feel some type of way. Here I am on a TV show that's watched by millions, but millions of kids, like young black kids.
Okay.
They feel some form of connection. It's relatable to them now. So they're looking at me like, wow, when I grow up, I want to be like him.
Right.
And that's a huge responsibility.
It's huge. Yeah, it is.
So for me to be that guy that they are looking at, because because we tend to go to schools, we do these tours where we go to schools and whatnot, and you know, give normal seminars. We talk to the kids and you know, teaching them about a healthy lifestyle and what it takes to become a gladiator. But you need to be a good person first.
Right.
And I will have these kids congregate around me. It will be obviously kids of immigrants or parents from different countries and so on and so forth. So for me, it's mind blowing. But then again, I see myself in these kids because I was once that kid. Absolutely. The difference now is that they get to meet the person they see on TV.
Okay.
I never got that opportunity, so it's an amazing opportunity to be able to do what I do.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
And then you've come here because you are going to be filming a movie.
Well, another funny story.
Okay.
I've been coming back and forth to Atlanta for a couple of years, but I haven't had the best of luck when it comes to meeting the right people.
Okay.
I watched this show called Being Mary Jane.
Okay, yes, definitely.
And I saw this British guy on there, and I went, hang on a minute, because I always thought you needed to master the American accent in order for you to make it out there.
Right.
And after seeing that, I said, nah, I need to give Atlanta another shot, because if he can make it out there, certainly I can.
Certainly.
But I came here and wanted to make sure that I had tangible material to showcase, because I know if there's something America, well, Atlanta, New York, LA are very, harsh on is, who are you, what have you done?
Right, your portfolio. Absolutely.
Why should we bring you on board?
Right, what is your body of work? Absolutely.
There you go. So before coming here, I filmed a short film that got picked up by numerous of film festivals, and one over here in Atlanta. So I flew out as a representative for the film, as well as myself as I played the lead. The film is called Freedom and was showcased out here in Atlanta. And after that, I got in touch with some directors that had projects going on.
Okay.
I was very lucky and been lucky to be in constant contact with a lady called Janelle.
Okay.
That's actually been putting me forward for a lot of things in terms of people, and when she saw the talent and the potential, she almost made it her business to make sure that I got out there.
Okay.
So
well, it's fabulous because you have, from your story and with everything, even from the very beginning with your parents and them fleeing Africa and then going to France and then being in Sweden, and then like you said, you're watching these shows as a child, and then now you're growing up and you're part of a iconic show, where you're a role model to a lot of children that have seen it. They want to be you. Right. They want to know your story, and now you get the opportunity to even further that by coming to the United States and being involved in productions. And you're absolutely right. A lot of times what happens is we have to have a little bit more than just a pretty face and a beautiful accent in order to get on television or in the movies. And then by doing these smaller roles and these smaller productions, you're building your portfolio and even making your dream even more of a reality. Because now these same children that watch you as a gladiator, they also watch you as whatever role that it is that you're in. So I know that you're so happy about that. When you look back and you think about it from when you were first watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to learn English to now, you've mastered it. You know what I mean? You're like, wait a minute, wow. Like, is it mind-boggling? Is it?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, I'm bumping into people, and in my head, I'm thinking, am I really having a conversation with this person? Like,
Right.
I used to watch you, and I used to admire. I still admire a lot of people's work. Like I said, for us, it's so far. You never in a million years will be. You don't dare to imagine that you will be able to have conversations with big time actors,
Right.
see production, and so it's a blessing. But I'm also very cognizant of where I've come from, so I don't want to kind of get blindsided by, oh yeah, now I'm hanging around with the big boys and whatnot.
Right,
So
yeah.
now I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not. So I'm just making sure that I'm staying on my grind and staying on my P's and Q's and making sure I'm doing what I need to do.
Wow, that is absolutely fabulous. So what's next for you? So you're doing auditions.
Yes.
You're going and knocking on
Yeah.
doors, and you've got
Yeah.
your headshot and your
Yes.
resume, and obviously, like you said, you've gotten some, some assistance from having a PR firm
Yeah.
behind you and setting you out to different places.
Yeah.
What do you, if you were saying, okay, next year, what does your next year, what does 2018 look like for you?
Definitely a feature film. I want to be on a TV show as a regular
Okay.
cast member, but just to get my face out there and get people to know who I am, because it's acting and this entertainment industry. It's like 24/7. That's like you can be known for an hour and then the next hour people won't
definitely.
even know who you are.
Right,
So
right.
you want to make sure that you stay relevant.
Yeah.
By
It's an all the time job.
Oh yeah,
All the time.
all the time.
Even you have no private time. You go out, you got to worry about what you got on, what you're doing, because
All the
somebody
time.
somewhere might recognize you,
There
and it's
you
just
go.
like, wow.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So you're always up, and you're always on. So, but having an humble spirit such as yourself will keep you grounded,
Thank you.
so that
yeah,
you.
no, definitely try that. It comes from my mom, and the hard work as well. I'm the oldest of 6.
Okay.
So seeing her spirit and seeing her hard work and relentless woman, like no is not an option. Can't is, like I've never heard it like for her to say I can't do this, it's foreign.
Right.
So that's something I'm implementing to myself as well, because I had friends that would actually laugh at me when I said I'm going to America and I'm gonna pursue this and I will make it. There's no other option. And even though it's tough times, of course. This entertainment business is really no joke. But what I've realized as well is you need to make sure that you build good relationships and trust the process, because everyone have their time. Because you need to be patient and believe in yourself no matter what. And I'm just walking in my truth. I'm not trying to be anyone else. I'm not trying to be anything else. Find my lane and I'm gonna stay there. Everything else is.
Well, that's
the most
wonderful.
Yeah.
And we want to follow your truth with you. We ain't going to stand with you, but we want to follow you as you stand in your truth.
Right.
How can we become fans of Zemzon? What is your Instagram and all of that? What is your social media?
My Instagram is Zemzon Official.
Okay.
That's on every social media.
Zemzon Official on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
There you go.
All righty, and we look forward to seeing you on the little screen, on the big screen. We look forward to seeing you continuing to play so it's the American soccer, but but everywhere else in the world,
we call it football.
Okay, yeah, we look forward to all of that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
you
for
for
coming
having me.
on with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be right back.
So, you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So, pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. Independence U for an independent you.
Call 1-800-865-1877.
I was on heroin.
I used crack cocaine.
We are the Addiction Network. And if you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you need to call the number on your screen now. Addiction is a disease, and you can't go it alone. The call is free, and so is the consultation. If you have private insurance, your treatment could be covered with no out-of-pocket cost. So call the Addiction Network now.
Call 800-746-2481.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. As you can see, I've been joined by Dalyara, my co-host, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk. So, as you just heard my guest, Zemzon, he's been doing all kinds of different things. He started out, he was acting, and he's also a gladiator.
Yeah.
But the thing that resonated in our conversation is the role model aspect.
I love that.
As to how the fact that little children, watch him on television, and he's cognizant of that. He is keeping in mind that these children, people that, at his same age, he watched these gladiators. And I just think that to me, is very important that you have these people that are in these very eye-opening roles that are seen all over the world by millions, to be mindful of the fact that they are role models. Now, on the other side of that, you have the same people with the same audience that are still role models, but they're projecting something differently.
Well, it's like you can play both sides to it. I think that a lot of celebrities, I'm going to use quotation marks for celebrities on social media, that say that, but they I'm not your parent. I'm not supposed to be raising you. And they're not aware of the fact that it doesn't matter. You have a responsibility to children, no matter what platform you are on. You know what I mean? You can be at the grocery store and say something so inappropriate in front of a child that make a child feel and question everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that it's so important, and I love the fact that, he's so conscious about that. What we put on social media, the way we behave, the way we talk, women, exposing ourselves completely naked, is that what we want for little girls growing up?
Well, I think that what's going on is there is a one-mindedness. I think it's a single-mindedness that's happening. I don't think that people are actually being mindful that social media is a platform for multiple people to see. Mm-hmm. They're putting it up for one or two things, or maybe they just are so self-centered and selfish, because it is a selfishness, especially if you know that you have the platform that you do. I think about some of the rappers who have millions of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers, but you might show them pouring syrup and drinking it on social media. And then your fans are going to link that to you because they feel as though you're cool. So now you've got the 8-year-old trying to pour a cup of lean because the rappers are doing it. And these are the people who are in the forefront that we now are having as these role models. Because that's who we are. It's the person, like they said, you listen to the dog with the biggest bark.
Right.
You know what I mean? So at this point in time, if you've got someone that's got millions of followers, that's the dog with the biggest bite. That's the person that we're listening to.
And has such a big influence on these children. Mm-hmm. But in their songs, they're promoting violence. In their songs, they're promoting females' body types. Right. You know what I mean? You need a big ass. Little girls are going, oh, that's what I need to, those are the important things of life.
Right.
Big asses. I don't even know if I could say ass, but I'm going to.
But I think the whole ultimate thing, even with the whole body thing, you know what I mean? Because again, that's a home issue as far as I'm concerned, because I think that if mommy lets you know that you're beautiful, and that your family kind of supports that and keeps that in there, that self-esteem, nurture that self-esteem from the time that you are young, that maybe you realize you don't need that. I'm talking more, I like the things that are going on, which as we get older, as we get past the self-esteem issues, as we get past the formative years, where we're seeing our role models that are constantly saying stuff like, you know, it's okay to do this, it's okay to sell drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I sold drugs. You know what I mean?
That's how I came up.
You know, that's how I came up. That's why I'm able to do the things
Yeah.
I do. So it's okay, young boy, to go sell drugs first, because you'll eventually be a movie star, or you'll eventually be a politician, or you'll eventually be a billionaire. So it's okay. I'm not saying that we should forget the story.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we should whitewash the story, but I just think that there's certain things that could also be played down so it doesn't look so magnificent
Right.
to the children. Because right now, this is the goal of somebody that wants to be a millionaire. You get an 8-ball
Right.
and you flip it and you flip it again, and then you go into music and then you become a billionaire. Like, that's the blueprint at this point to be a billionaire.
Yeah, and they need to like be conscious of the fact that, you know, don't forget where you come from. Everybody comes from somewhere, you know what I mean? And yes, some of us really did have to struggle to get where we are. Don't forget that, but also use that to say, I wish I didn't.
Right.
You know, that's not the route I want kids to go to. I wish I
Right,
didn't
right,
sell drugs. I wish I
right.
didn't kill people. I wish I didn't.
Because at the end of the day, the bottom line is it's not always the happy story.
No.
Because somewhere along the line, somebody got killed, somebody got shot, somebody went to jail, somebody lost some stuff. There was some losses, but they don't want to talk about those losses. You got beat up, you got robbed, you know what I mean? Girl, you walking around looking like this, that, and the third, you might have got, it's all kinds of stuff. So if you're going to talk about all the chaos and the negative and try to glorify it, then also swing in there. These are the reasons why y'all shouldn't do this.
I've been arrested
because
a
this
million
is the
times.
consequences. You know, for real, I can't do this because of this is what's going on. You know what I mean? And the platforms are recognized not just by our youth, but even politicians. I mean, how did Jay-Z become the center of the presidential race last year? How did he become a focal point of it? Simply because he has a platform with millions and millions of followers. So people both presidential candidates chose to actually say something about him to kind of boost their ratings. So they're using these platforms, and people aren't realizing, our children, our youth do not realize that this is a game. It's a game of numbers.
Oh, yes, of course.
But what's happening, I think the responsibility are the people that have those platforms, because our children are becoming statistics because of it. They are.
Oh, no,
because they're not. Out of all of these kids that are watching this and seeing this and doing all of this, you know, I'm not saying that they can't, but how many of them are going to grow up to be the person that they idolize?
God, it's like 0.5% of people who actually flipped drugs and did all that actually made it out of the hood, the project, like, you know what I mean, a bad situation. It's probably like 0.5% compared to all
just
the
like
people.
all the girls that are on Instagram showing every part of their body. You know what I mean? Not all of them will make it to be a Black China.
Of course, everybody's not going to turn.
Or Amber Rose. They're not all going to be lucky enough
to
to marry a Kardashian or have a baby by a Kardashian.
Or be even Kim herself.
Right. So just because you make a sex tape doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to, you know, you're going to get millions of views and make a whole bunch of money.
No.
It doesn't necessarily mean that. Thank you once again
Anytime.
for coming on and talking with me. And we'll be right back.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-865-1877.
Medical alert for breast cancer patients. If you or someone you love underwent chemotherapy with Taxotere and suffered permanent hair loss, you may be entitled to significant financial compensation. A recent study linked Taxotere to permanent hair loss in breast cancer patients. Call Guardian Legal Network to speak with an experienced lawyer now. If you don't win, you pay nothing. Protect your rights before time runs out.
Call 800-684-8594.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. I hope you enjoyed my show today, speaking with the very talented and fabulous Mr. Zemzon, as well as our topic that we were talking about today. His role model persona of the way he thinks our children are looking up to him and how he allows that to govern his steps is phenomenal. And we invite everyone that has a platform to follow in his footsteps, because after all, it is the children that will ultimately become the adults tomorrow. And we want these people that we are putting an impression upon, the ones that we are making and molding and shaping. We want them to be responsible and productive people of tomorrow. Until next time, thank you so much for talking with me. I'll see you soon.